Swap. Have you guys ever heard of this? How many of you have never heard of this before? Raise your hand. Do you know that doTERRA allows us to swap positions? Like, it's not what you think. It's not like boom, 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 like that. It's not that. That would be awesome, but but maybe it wouldn't. Maybe it would be really bad. But let me show you how this works. A swap. A swap looks like this. Let's say there's you, and you have someone that's committed and capable underneath. Oh, sorry, you, a sharer, and someone that's committed and capable. Do you know that you could actually get a form that allows you to just swap their positions? Now, I want to be really clear about this. Let's say there's 3 legs underneath that CC that are enrolled to the position, the circle of the CC. They're not enrolled to the sharer. All you do with the swap is you just actually change names. You just change names. All of the legs stay the same underneath the CC, and all of the enrollments go back not to the CC when you swap up, but to the original position. It stays with the position. Are we clear? So if you're not clear, you'll have to ask a Diamond Dasher, because this takes a long time to go over and over. So that position stays the same, and all it's doing is, if your sharer's name was Anne and your CC's name was Sue, all a swap does is everything stays the same, all enrollerships stay the same, nothing changes except for now this position's name is Sue. No, now this position's name is Sue and this position's name is Anne. They just swap the names. Everything else stays the same. All the enrollments are still going to the same account, nothing else changes. So my question to you is, why would a CC ever want to do that? If they had built out a good organization underneath them, how in the world could that be a win-win situation for them if they're swapping up one level, right? But their leaders stay down underneath on 2 levels down. So instead of having 3 good legs, they now have what? 1. How would that ever be a good deal for them? Well, guess what? What if I was that person that says you? What if I went to you and I said, hey, I'd like to swap you and you will become my front line. Would you do it? Even if you already had 3 leaders, would you do it? So that's why a lot of people do. They get more support from the person or the leader at the top. Do you understand? A lot of times, this happens with, if you don't understand, there's Diamond Dashers all around you that you can ask questions with, okay? So a lot of times what happens is these swaps happen a lot with mom-daughter. We see this a lot. It's like a mom that signs up, and she didn't necessarily really want to build, but then her daughter signs up, and her daughter's like this rock star, and so they swap. And the mom says, yeah, totally, you can be on top and you can be the front line. Does this make sense? And they kind of swap. That's a really good example of when that's really appropriate. And there's other times when that's appropriate, but it needs to be a win-win, right? So how many of you have actually done a swap in your organization? Raise your hand. Has it turned out good? Yeah, how many of you has it not turned out good? How many of you are sitting by your swap? You can't say. All right. So how many of you need to do a swap? You're thinking that's kind of what, a few of you, it's not as common for sure. It's definitely not the first thing that you do. But if you think in your organization, oh, that would work for my organization, I need a swap, okay? I know what Sarah Marie is thinking right now with like 3,000 people in the room, and I'm telling everybody all these things. She's gonna be like, the very next time we do exceptions committee, it's going to be a nightmare. They're going to have something. Okay, next. Terminate the account. All right. I'm going to be really clear about this. You can actually get rid of people in the organization. Now, we don't want... There is a story behind that. Right there. Okay, now, that was hysterical. Can I tell you a story? Almost every single time that doTERRA gives us rules, it's not because they want to make it harder for us to build. Why in the world would they want to make it harder for the downline to build? They actually want to make it easier and easier for us to become successful. The more successful we become, the more we engage. The more we engage, the more volume we create. The more volume we create, the better the company is, right? So of course that's doTERRA's goal. Every time there's a rule put in place, it's because people have been abusing things. Yes. And when people abuse things, they have to put things in place in order for it to make it safe for all of us to continue to build and to protect our checks and to protect the pools. Are we clear? Because wouldn't it be terrible if you worked your tail off to get to diamond and you got to diamond and for the next year as you held diamond, there was no extra shares or barely any extra shares in the pool, in the diamond pool. You hardly made any more extra money. Would that not hurt the company big time? And you? They're clear, they're aware of this. Of course they're aware. So, back in the early days, you could just terminate an account and the very next day, that person would be out. Oh, can you imagine what kind of manipulation went on and what could happen? Check this out. What if it's the day before the end of the month and you're really wanting to get your power of 3? So you could just go through your organization and call up people and be like, you know what, you really don't like doTERRA, do you? Or how about this? Hey, if you get out, I'll just give you some free product. Boom, 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 boom. The very next day, guess what? Everyone pops into place for power of 3 and you get your $1,500 bonus. Is that doTERRA culture? No. So they put rules in place, and one of them that they put in place was when someone terminates an account, you have to wait, if you're under silver, 6 months. You know this, right? Yep. 6 months to move up to the position, move up frontline or move up, right? And they figured if they have to wait 6 months, it's a lot harder to move and maneuver for power of 3, is it not? You're not going to do that. That's not going to be a strategy that you do if it's a 6-month wait, right? So that solved that problem. It was a good rule. It was a rule that helps and protects our company and us. If you've been silver before, you have to wait how many months? 12. You have to wait 12 months. But there's a strategy behind here that some of you might be able to use to solve some of your placement issues. Here we go. So imagine, once again, this is your organization, and see, Dan told me he'd give me more time on this, but he didn't. Let's go back and I'm going to show you one more time. Dan, that was too fast. Now it's just... Do you see there's a share right there? Look for it. It's only 3 seconds. Right there. It was there. Did you guys see it? Okay. There's a share, and underneath the share is a CC. Or even if, check this out, share, 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 or product user, product user, product user, product user, and underneath is a CC. Do you know that you can actually terminate the account? Well, you can't go and terminate the account. Wouldn't that be awesome? If you could just be like, bye-bye, bye-bye, bye-bye. You know? No, actually it doesn't happen like that. All of a sudden you wake up and you no longer have an organization. You're like, Teresa got mad at me yesterday and she's just like, bye-bye. All your people now at least roll up to me. Okay. You actually obviously have to go and work it out with that person. And I know what you're thinking, how do you work it out, right? So if it's a product user, it's way easier. It's so much easier because sharers actually think they're building. They think they're builders, do they not? They don't even know the difference. And when you say you're a sharer, it's offensive to them, right? So for a product user, a lot of times you can simply just say, I can give you some product. I like to just say, I am really sorry. I made a mistake. Well, I obviously don't make these mistakes, but I do it for my leaders. Anyway, no, I'm just kidding. That was really arrogant. Rewind that. Okay, that tape that corporate is doing, Take that out. All right. You can go to them and say, I made a mistake. I actually put you into a builder position. And in that position, all of these responsibilities come with that position, which you never signed up for, you never wanted. And I don't want you to feel obligated to that, and I don't want you to feel pressured. And so what I'd like to do is move you into a product position where you originally wanted to go. So you'll be more happy. And so you can actually terminate the account, and they can move into a place, and what would it be? It would be like levels what? 3 and down, right? Now, could you do that with multiple people? Product, CC. Could you? Yeah, you could. You could be like, bye-bye, 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 bye-bye. You could do that if you worked it out with those people. And you could actually have someone that's 3 or 4 levels down all move up to your front line. All right? Is this clear? But what do you have to do? All of these you have to contact your account manager or have an upline show you, and it's a form that you do. And they have to actually, you can't terminate anyone's account. They have to do it themselves. They have to do it themselves. If you have a lot of questions, that is why we have Diamond Dashers here. Go to your Diamond Dashers and ask all these questions. They'll know all of the information here, okay? So terminating an account is a really, really awesome thing. Did I just say it like that? Okay, next, we have what's called the Exceptions Committee. Dan did a good job when he picked out the picture there, huh? The Exceptions Committee. Now I want to tell you something. The Exceptions Committee is called the Exceptions Committee for a very specific reason. Why? I was pushing the wrong button. It was going to come up right when